Because the Cherokee women were enjoying such freedom, when the Europeans saw them, they were busy writing away comments at the dirty ways that they were living.
One important part of these cultures is sky is God, land is God, water and wind is God.
People who are on a more intense sadhana, which is oriented towards a particular chakra in the body, which is known as agna, between the eyebrows, they will wear orange.
Growing up in a first-generation immigrant family, Thanksgiving wasn't really a big deal, and actually we often spent the evenings at Pizza Hut, or maybe with just some small dessert. But other than the day off from school, it really wasn't a thing for us. But I knew this year I had to do something a little different to honor Thanksgiving. As a kid, I always saw America as a European American society, and I often went through that awkward circus of trying to assimilate yet still keeping my cultural roots. But all that got totally shaken up after Sadhguru announced this Native American tour. I was still in New Jersey then, and I remember sitting on my couch just looking up at the ceiling and suddenly feeling all these familiar buildings, cities, roads, all suddenly had this mysterious and richly profound story hidden behind it.
Looking at these cultures, looking at their way of life, their way of addressing their spirituality, their way of organizing their religion may become very important in the world because people were taught there is a better place somewhere else. Here, we laid this land waste. One important part of these cultures is sky is God, land is God, water and wind is God. You must understand, land is God because it is the source of your life right now. The very source of your body, the very body that you carry is land. So I decided now that in the month of September, we will be riding on a motorcycle covering over 16 states in United States. It may become much more depending upon how much interest we develop in various things or how much is still left to fill out from that place, because the building of the new nation has taken away many things.
I became aware that I was living on a land that had seen a very different kind of wisdom and spiritual process. I definitely wanted to acknowledge this change in perspective in me. So what could I do? Learn a Native American dance? Wear a Native American costume? Make a video slamming all those people who told me that Thanksgiving was a peaceful evening dinner. Well, none of those options really seemed to serve the purpose. So I put myself into the shoes of a Native American elder some 300 or 400 years ago. How would he or she like us to honor them today? I decided that they would appreciate if we embrace some bit of their wisdom and apply it into our lives. And God knows that America could really do with some wisdom right now. It seems that the Native Americans had identified 3 crops who nourished each other in the soil as they grew and also provided for a well-rounded meal. Introducing the 3 sisters. Different tribes have different legends behind it, but essentially, the beans provide for rich soil, the corn is like a support pole for the beans, and the squash leaves provide shade, prevent weeds, and discourage pests from coming in. The 3 sisters also provide important parts of your diet. The corn provides the carbs, the beans provide the protein, and the squash are rich in vitamins and minerals. Thanks, ladies! But that's another thing, the power of these Cherokee women back in the day. Some of them were actually tribal chiefs and even fought in wars. Now that's a warrior that I'd like to meet. When the Europeans came over, they were in for a real surprise when they met and often married these feisty women. And they thought that they'd have control over their offspring. But no, the Cherokees are matrilineal, which means that the offspring were considered Cherokee as their mothers were. And the Cherokees were just as shocked seeing the Europeans. The great Cherokee leader Atakulakula was shocked when he came to a governor's council to discuss some trade agreements. He found no women and he actually asked, "Where are your women? Are they delayed for something? Should we wait?" When he found out that there were actually no women that were coming, he famously said, "The white man and the red were born of woman, so why didn't the white man admit women to their council?" Whoa. The governor was so taken aback by this that he literally took 3 days to respond. The white men do... Am I doing the right accent? The white men do place confidence in their women and share their counsels with them when they know that their hearts are good. Because the Cherokee women were enjoying such freedom, when the Europeans saw them, they were busy writing away comments at the dirty ways that they were living. One was commenting seeing the Cherokee women playing stickball naked. Well, why not? This culture accepted the body just as it is without making a big deal about what's on it and what's not on it. Now that's woman power to the highest degree. But when the Cherokees did wear clothes, they were very specific as to what color they wore, often based on what spirit would be invoked in a ritual or which cardinal direction they'd be facing. Black represented West and was worn for occult practices often related to death. Red was used to heal a patient, for success in love, or for luck in any other undertaking in life. This was interesting to me because in India too, I've worn different colors in different festivals and different kinds of rituals and for different types of yoga practices.
So why is it that spiritual processes, for different types of processes, we use different kind of colors is those who are on a path where they don't want to gather anything. If their sadhana is mild, but they're on the spiritual path, but they're involved with various aspects of life. They want to be participating in life, but they don't want to gather anything. Such people will choose to wear white. People who are on a more intense sadhana, which is oriented towards a particular chakra in the body, which is known as Agna, between the eyebrows, they will wear orange because the color of the chakra is orange. They want to radiate that color because the whole process is about enlightenment and reaching to that state of knowing. The most important things in your life are usually red, you know. Your blood is red. It's not red enough, you go down, you know. Flowers are red, the rising sun can become reaching towards red. Anything that you consider as vibrantly alive, you tend to paint it red because there is a connection between red and vibrance.
Well, today the most important red would be the sauce in my Three Sisters lasagna. Yes, I was a bit nervous that it wouldn't taste so good, but I was surprised to find that the native people really had variety even within these 3 crops. It seems just 100 years ago, there were 18 different kinds of corn and over 60 different kinds of beans. So now there's a whole effort to revive the indigenous crops to bring healthy and culturally appropriate foods to native people today. As part of their traditional Thanksgiving kind of ceremonies, they always honored the 3 sisters as the source of their sustenance. And for today, I'd honor it as the source of mine too. Before you go, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking that little red rectangle right down here and click the bell icon to receive notifications for whenever I post. Until next time!